Okay, we're done. So let me do a tiny transition. Or well, more than anything else, I still want to check the audio itself. How is this microphone holding a stance? Is it? Holy shit! Yeah. Shit, there it is. I think. Is it okay? Is it bad? It had a white noise. Is this one better? This is better. Okay, it seems better this way. So, anyways, we're over here. There it is. Amazing, beautiful. I don't really know what else to say. So yeah, here we are. Basically, nothing else to really add. Yeah, the last part I did my typical skimming before continuing. The last part was about this guy who cheated on his wife with the maiden and a princess of another state, both things basically, and now he's facing the consequences of his actions. So we are going to see what happens to this particular guy. I already stopped processing particular names, so all I can really say is I am kind of lost here. In some ways, when I read the names once again, I remember who they are, but sometimes, even if I have read them like 50, 100 times, I already keep forgetting who they were. There isn't that much permanence on these stories, so I still struggle with that. But well, with that being said, let me for real now start the reading itself, and that is Canto 84. Mahabharata continued. By Sampayana said, his yacht gone, trembling with weakness and age from Shukra's course, he calls his eldest and also the most accomplished son, Yadu, and says, my child, look what Usana's course has done to me. I am old and infirm, my skin is wrinkled, and my hair all grey. But I have not yet satisfied the desires of my manhood. Yadu, take this age from me and give me your yacht. When 1,000 years have passed, I will return your yacht to you and take back my age. Yadu replies, with age one cannot eat and drink as one wants. O king, I cannot do what you ask. White hair, dissection, weakness, wrinkles, emanation, not being able to work and being defeated by one's companions, these are not for me. I could not bear them. Father, you have other sons, more precious to you than I am. You know all about Dharma. Ask one of them to take your age and give you his yacht. Yayati says, you are born from my heart, but you will not give me your yacht. I curse you that your sons shall never be kings. And he now calls Turbasu. Turbasu takes this age of mine and give me your yacht for 1,000 years. For my desires are not fulfilled. After 1,000 years, I will return your yacht to you and take back my age and weakness. Turbasu replies, I detest old age, father. It takes away every appetite and pleasure. It robs one of strength and beauty, of intellect and one's very life. Yayati says to him, you are born from my heart, my son, but you will not give me your yacht. Turbasu, your race shall become extinct. O wretched prince, you will be a king of half-breeds, among whom low-born men father children on blue-blooded women. You will run tribes of meat-eaters, mean-spirited, who don't think twice before sleeping with their masters' wives, who live like animals and birds, sinners with no trace of nobility in them. Yayati now calls Sarmishta's son Drayu and says, Drayu, my child, take my age for 1,000 years and give me your yacht so I can satisfy all my desires. After 1,000 years, I will return your yacht to you and take back my infirmity. Drayu replies, Father, how can an old man enjoy riding on elephants and chariots? How can he ride horses or women? I cannot take your age and give you my yacht. Yayati says to him, You are born from my heart, but you will not give me your yacht. Your most ardent desires shall never be fulfilled. You will be a king and only name of a land where there are no roads for men, horses, chariots, and elephants, not even for mules and goats, or for bullocks or palanquins. You will be a king where the only paths and waterways and the only transport boats and raft. Yayati calls Anu and says, "My son, Anu, take my age and give me your yacht for 1,000 years. I will return your yacht to you after 1,000 years and take back my age." Anu replies, "The old eat like dribbling children and are incontinent. They cannot offer libations into the sacred fire at Diakonos. They are unclean and impure. Father, I cannot take your age from you." Yayati says to him, "You are born from my heart, but you will not give me your yacht. You find so much wrong with old age that old age will overtake you anyway. Anu, your children shall die as soon as they become yachts, and neither will you ever perform any yagna before a sacred fire." Finally, Yayati calls his youngest son Puru and says to him, "You are my youngest son, Puru, but it seems you shall become my heir. Look at this age that the curse of Kavya has brought upon me. My hair turned white, my skin wrinkled, but I have not satisfied the desires of my youth and manhood. Puru, my child, take my age from me and give me your yacht. When 1,000 years pass, I will return your yacht to you and take back my old age." Puru replies without hesitating, "I will do whatever you say, father. O king, I will take your old age upon myself and do you take my yacht and enjoy every pleasure of life with it, and I will live as you command." Yayati says, "Puru, I am well pleased in you, and for that I say to you, yours shall be a great reign, and everyone in your kingdom will be happy and contented. They shall have their every desire fulfilled." The Rajarishi Yayati then thinks of Shukra Bhargava and takes his son Puru's yacht from him, giving the young prince his decrepitude. Okay, two things. Is it really necessary for Yayati to do this? In the sense of, shouldn't he? I kind of think they thought the same, so to speak. Yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer. Welcome, Kimber. And I think about it this way, where Yayati is kind of not obligated to ask their kids or their sons if they are willing to give them their yacht. So, in a sense, I kind of think he condemned his own race when only Puru is now his best heir, so to speak. So I do not know. I think it isn't the wisest choice what he did, but at the same time we will see. At the end of the day, these are an epic and a legendary story, so we might as well see how the Puru clan becomes the biggest before falling because of some random event having to deal with Devas. But well, Canto 85. Sanjavaparva continued. Vaisampayana said, "The great king Yayati begins to enjoy himself, to indulge his every appetite with his son's yacht. O Mahabharata, he lives in Dharma while pursuing his pleasure and never leaves the path of virtue and sanctity. Yayati worships the Devas with yagnas, he adores his beaters with sradhas, he pleases the poor with generous dana, charity, he is munificently to deserving brahmanas. He entertains everyone entitled to hospitality with a king's food and drink. He protects vaishyas. He is kind to sudras. He puts down crime and criminals in his kingdom so that it is a heaven of safety and order. Yayati is like another Indra to all his subjects, high and low, powerful like a young lion. He enjoys every happiness and pleasure, but never transgressing Dharma. He sates his every desire. His only sorrow is that the 1,000 years of youth he has taken from his son must end one day. He is a master of the mysteries of time, its divisions, auspicious and otherwise, reading the suitable kalas and kastas. He dallies with the Apsara Viswachi, sometimes in Indra's exotic garden Nandana, at others in Alaka, Kubera's exquisite city, at times on the peaks of Mount Meru in the north. When 1,000 perfect years have passed, the king of Dharma calls his son Puru, who is an aged man, and says to him, My son, bane of your enemies, I have enjoyed every pleasure with the yacht you gave me, each in its season, indulging my every desire as much as I could, but I have learned that desires do not subside with indulgence. They burn more fiercely, like fire fed with ghee. Why, if one man owned the earth and everything that it is in her, all her paddy and barley, her silver, gold and gems, her animals and women, he would still not be satisfied. One should renounce one's very desire, the very hunger for enjoyment. Desire is the deadly enemy, the fatal sickness. Only he that has cast away his desires, hard indeed for sinners and the evil-minded to do, which do not wane with age or infirmity, only such a man can be truly happy. For 1,000 years my heart was bent upon satisfying my every desire. The more I indulge my desires, the stronger they grow. Now I mean to cast off desire itself and fix my mind on the Parabrahman. I will go away into the forest and pass the rest of my life among innocent deer, with no thought or of possessions or enjoyments of the flesh. Puru, my son, as for you I am well pleased in you, my child, very well pleased. Here, take back your yacht, take my kingdom as well. You are my truest son, the one who has served me in every way. Why, you sacrifice your yacht for me? Nahusha's son, Yayati takes back his old age from Puru and restores his sons, yacht to him. Now Yayati wants to crown Puru king, but the four Varnas, led by the Brahmanas of the kingdom, protest. They say, Lord, how can you make Puru the king, passing over the Vayani's son Yadu, who is the great Shukra's grandson? Yadu is your firstborn son, after him Turbaso, and after Sanumishta's sons, the first is Drayu, then Anu, and Puru is indeed the very youngest. How does the youngest prince deserve the throne over his elder brothers? This is not Dharma as we see it, as we ask you to observe Dharma in this momentous matter. Yayati then says to the four Varnas, the Brahmanas at their head, listen, my people, to why Yadu, my eldest son, should not have the kingdom. I asked him to do something, but he will not. He disobeyed me. The rishis say that a disobedient son is no son at all, but the son who obeys his parents, always seeking their welfare, being agreeable to them, is indeed the true son. Yadu did not do what I asked of him, not the Turbaso, Drayu and Anu show scant regard for my wishes. Puru alone obeyed me, when he gave his yacht to me for 1,000 years after Shukra cursed me. Therefore, my youngest son shall be my heir. He took my age upon himself. Why, he is more than a son, he is a true friend. Also, Gavi's son Shukra himself has said that the son that obeys me, and only he, shall become my heir. The Bhargava says that Prince will bring the world under his sway, so I beg you, my friends, let Puru become your king. He is the most deserving and righteous among my sons, the only one truly fit to become king. The people then say, you speak the truth, O king, and even if he is the youngest, the son that seeks the welfare of his parents and obeys them deserves to prosper. From what you say, Puru deserves the crown. Besides, if Shukra himself has commanded it, you have no further argument. Before moving on, I don't think this has that much to do with it, but this is maybe the reason as to why so many Hindi people has that incredible drive to follow what their parents tell them. Basically, I do not completely think it is based on this particular thing, and probably, as the whole Mahabharata has already done, it tends to repeat itself. So maybe we will see that it really is a crucial thing for the, so to speak, Hinduistics to have kids that, or well, to have sons that really follow their words. Therefore, that is why, in the case of, as I said before, in the case of the sons of those who are Hinduistic, or of those who are of Hinduistic beliefs, it is so incredible to see that they really follow what their parents told them, even if they are not so young. Because I mean it more in the sense of, is this why there is so many people following their those very, very respected careers, but at the same time, those after a certain point in time overwhelmingly overpopulated careers on India, or well, on Bharat, is maybe that also a reason as to why this happens. At the end, yeah, at the end of the day, the whole Hinduistic belief is very, very crucial to the people of Bharat. So you can't not expect them to be this lenient on this kind of sayings. So I do not know. I do not know, and this particular thing really gave me a sense of curiosity, a desire of inspecting with someone who is from Bharat itself, because it really seems like it is very, very important to follow what your parents tell you in this case. And not in the sense of because if you do not do that, you are bad, but rather because in this case, the way that it is worded feels almost as those who do not follow what their parents tell them might as well fail on whatever they try to do, and after a certain point might not even be their sons. So yeah, that is what I wanted to say. It feels weird. I do not think if I do not know if that is the idea or if that was a random connection I made there because of something completely unrelated, but it felt like that. And so that's why I wanted to stop there for a second. Now let me continue. Sorry. Where was I? His people. Okay. Give me a second. His people content, Nahusha's son, Yayati, crowns Puru king. Having made the kingdom over to his youngest, Yayati performs the ritual in the initiation to take sannyasa and retires into the jungle. When he has taken the vows, he leaves his great city forever, accompanied by some Brahmanas and rishis. The sons of Yadu come to be called the Yadavas, Tarvasu's son become the Yavanas, Drayu's son are the Bojas, while the Mlechas are the sons of Anu. However, the progeny of Puru are the noble Pauravas, into which royal house, O Rahan, you have been born, to rule with Dharma as your scepter, and your passions under perfect control. Okay, anyways, Canto 80, fucking dogs, anyways, Canto 86, Samhava Parva continued. By Sampayana said, having crowned his precious son Puru as king, Nahusha's son Yayati goes away into the Vana and becomes a hermit. He lives in an asrama with some rishis, keeps many severe vratas, eating only fruit and roots, subjecting himself to every privation, and finally Yayati ascends into Swarga. In Swarga he spends some years in perfect bliss, but then Indra casts him down from his heaven. I have heard, Rashan, that though he is cast down, Yayati does not fall to the earth but remains suspended in the firmament. I have heard that later he enters the Valoka again with Vasuman, Ashtaka, Pratarhana and Sivi. Hanamehaya said, tell me why Indra cast Yayati down from the Valoka and how he entered Swarga again, O Brahmana. Tell me this in the presence of all these rishis. Yayati, lord of the earth, is truly like the king of the Devas himself. The progenitor of the mighty race of the Kurus is as splendorous as the sun. Tell me everything about his life in Swarga and Bhumi, for he is an illustrious one, his fame known throughout the world, and his deeds and achievements are matchless. By Sampayana said, I will tell you the secret tales of Yayati's adventures on earth and in heaven. The lesson consumes the sins of those that listen to it, for it is holy indeed. Having made Puru the king, Yayati, son of Nahusha, expels his other sons, Yadu, the eldest of them, out among Lechchas, and he then enters the forest and lives there as Vanaprashta, subsisting on fruits and roots. He gains immaculate control over his mind and his passions, and performs many sacrifices to gratify the Devas and the Beaters. He pours libations of ghee into the Agni, according to the rites prescribed for Vanaprashtas. He entertains guests and strangers with roots and fruit, and offerings of ghee, and then he himself eats the seeds of wild corn which he forages for in the forest. For 1,000 years, Yayati lives as a forest-dwelling hermit. He keeps a Mahabharata, a vow of silence, and now, his mind perfectly controlled, he eats nothing and lives just on the air he breathes. Neither does he sleep at all for a whole year. For another year, he intensifies his austerities, sitting amidst 5 fires, 4 that he kindles around himself, and the 5th is the sun above. Then, still never eating or sleeping, only breathing occasionally, he stands on one leg for 6 months, still as a stone. Then, thus, Yayati rises straight into the Valoka, and his sacred fame has spread across Bhumi and Swarga. Hello, Rosbun, welcome. We're once with the Mahabharata. We're with the Canto 87. So far, it was an incredible story, so yeah, welcome. Give me a second, I need water. There it is. Canto 87. Samhavarparva continued. My Sampayana said, while Yayati, king of kings, lives in the Valoka, the Devas, the Satyas, the Maruts, and the Vasus revere him. His mind perfectly stilled, the king would, from time to time, journey from the Valoka to Brahmaloka. I have heard that long years he spent in the realm of the Devas. One day, while Yayati is with Indra, the Deva king asked the king of the earth, Yayati, what did you say to your son Puru when he took your decrepit age from you and gave you his yacht? What did you say when you gave him your kingdom? Yayati replies, I told him that all the lands between the Ganga and the Yamuna were his. This was the heart of the kingdom, while his brothers would rule the outlying countries. I also told him that those who without anger are always superior to those under its sway, that those who forgive are always better than the unforgiving. Man, I say to my son, is superior to animals. Among men, the learned are higher than the ignorant. I say that if he was wronged, he should never wrong in return, for a man's anger does not burn his enemy, but only himself. Indeed, it takes away every virtue and bestows it upon the one that he wants with his fury. I say to him that he should never insure anyone with harsh or cruel words, never vanquish his enemies by vile means, never speak scornfully of anyone, or utter sinful words that might hurt others. Also, sorry. Hello, we are in the somehow Parava still, and also, yes, also hello, Ginkgo. What are you doing here? You have to moderate, Ginkgo, go back to moderating. Sorry. Yes, the quick rundown. We are on the history of Yayati, and basically we are seeing we could say like this, the kind of proverbs that he has and his philosophy that he bestowed upon his child, Puru. And all of this is happening in the Valoka, basically in the place where the gods are living, because Yayati already ascended, and all of this is being told to no one other than to Indra, basically the god amongst gods in the Valoka itself. So yeah, this is a very amazing story so far, because you see that this particular part has a lot of knowledge, and also to Podemba name her Pokemon starter. Wow, tell her thanks. Tell her thanks. Now I shall continue my readings. Nico. I was, I think I was here. Yayati replies, I told him that all the lands between the Ganga and the Yamuna were, no, I already read this. Give me a second. I was over, where was I? Here. Well, I mean, I could reread them, but we might as well do that later on. I said to him that he should never injure anyone with harsh or cruel words, never vanquish his enemies by vile means, never speak scornfully of anyone, or utter sinful words that might hurt another. I already read that also. He that wounds others with sharp words As if with thorns, I said to my son, is a man that bears rakshasas upon his tongue. Prosperity and fortune fly at his very side. I said that he should make men of Dharma his models, and always compare what he did with their exalted deeds, while ignoring whatever the evil say. He must imitate the deeds of the sage, for those wounded by savage words weep day and night, because cruel speech strikes at a man's very entrails. Wise men, gentlemen, never lose these battles at anyone. Nothing in the three worlds surpasses kindness, friendship, charity, and sweet speech to all. Always speak soothingly, never scorchingly. I say to my son that he should always revere those that deserve his reverence, that he should always give and never beg. What a fucking beautiful... Man, holy fucking shit. That was certainly a chapter, you know? Oh man, I think I am sorry, but this was beautiful. Let me read this and ponder on what itself says, without really saying anything at all. Yeti replies, I told him that all the lands between the Ganga and the Yamuna were his. This was the heart of the kingdom, while his brothers will rule the outlying countries. I also told him that those without anger are always superior to those under its sway, that those who forgive are always better than the unforgiven. Man, I say to my son, is superior to animals. Among men, the learned are higher than the ignorant. I say that if he was wronged, he should never wrong in return. For a man's anger does not burn his enemy, but only himself. Indeed, it takes away his every virtue and bestows it upon the one that he wounds with his fury. I say to him that he should never injure anyone with harsh or cruel words, never vanquish his enemies by vile means, never speak scornfully of anyone, or utter sinful words that might hurt another. He that wounds others with sharp words, as if with thorns, I say to my son, is a man that bears rakshasas upon his tongue. Prosperity and fortune fly at his very side. I said that he should make men of Dharma his models, and always compare what he did with their exalted deeds, while ignoring whatever the evil say. He must imitate the deeds of the sage, for those wounded by savage words weep day and night, because cruel speech strikes at a man's very entrails. Wise men, gentlemen, never lose these battles at anyone. Nothing in the three worlds surpasses kindness, friendship, charity, and sweet speech to all. Always speak soothingly, never scorchingly. I say to my son that he should always revere those that deserve his reverence, that he should always give and never beg. Fucking beautiful, man. Sometimes it really lacks this particular book, but there are also some particular incredible high points. What a fucking passage. Beautiful, completely beautiful. Let me continue. Canto 88, Mahabharata continued. By Sampayana said, now Indra asked Yayati, O king, after you have performed your dharma, you became a Vanaprastha and a sannyasi in the jungle and performed tapasya. Tell me, Yayati, son of Nuhasha, who is your equal in penance and austerity? Yayati replies, Vasava, in tapasya I see no one who is my equal, not among men, the Devas, the Gandharvas, or the Maharishis. Indra says sternly, King, you disrespect your superiors, your peers, and even your inferiors with these hubris. You do not know the true word in punya or tapasya. Your own punya has dwindled by this, and you must fall from my word. Yayati says, Shakra, if my punya has indeed diminished and I must fall from Swarga, let me, O king of the Devas, fall among the good and the honest. Indra says, Rahan, you will fall among the wise and the virtuous, and you will find great fame for yourself. But hereafter, Yayati, never underestimate or demean your equals or your superiors. Yayati falls from the Devaloka. As he is falling, I am from. Hello, so I am not from Brooklyn, my man. I am. Do you want to know something beautiful? I am from Argentina. I what? I, I think it is kind of noticeable. Like they say that Sumi. I, it is very gross, you think? Yeah, very poets. Now I am American boys. I made it. I made it. I can retire from this finally. Also, sorry. Hello, Subobo, and hello, Arkia. No, my friend, I am not from. I am not from USA. I don't even have English as my main language. I don't know. But well, also, I, in a respectful way, who is Sumi? Who should be Sumi? Who was Sumi? I do not remember who is Sumi. Sorry, I do not mean it in a bad way, but I do not know who is Sumi. I have so many names in my head, and even more because we're reading this, I do not remember who is Sumi. Sorry, Subobo. But well, yeah, I am from the Bronx now. You know, I am now from the Bronx. No, sorry. Going back into this book. What a great question. Beautiful. Yayati falls from Devaloka as he is falling. Terraharishi Ashtaka, protector of Dharma, greatest of Roshal sakes, sees him. Ashtaka asks, "Who are you, O Yod whose beauty equals Indra's, who blaze like Agni, falling from on high? Are you Suryadeva emerging from behind a cloud bank? Why, seeing you fall by the path of the sun, brilliant as Agni or Surya, all creatures swoon while wondering who you are?" yeah, I don't know, very LMAO moment. Also, hello, crack. While wondering who you are, we see you upon the path of the gods, your tejas like Indra, Surya, or even Vishnus, and we ask you, who are you? If you had greeted us, we would not have been rude enough to greet you first, but now tell us who you are and why you are falling into our realm. Be without fear, may all your sorrow and afflictions be over. You are now with the virtuous and the wise. Even Indra, who slew Bala, can do you no harm here. Oh, you seem to be as mighty as Indra. We, the wise and the virtuous, always relieve those that are stricken by misfortune and grief. Everyone here is as wise and honest as you are, so remain here in peace. Only Agni can give heat, only Bhumi can make a seed germinate, only Surya can illumine all things, so too, only Tisadasya, a guest, can command the wise and the virtuous. Very good. Let me continue. I don't think I have really anything to say in this particular case. I mean, all I can really say is, after reading the Canto 87 and going back with what happened with Broken Rage, there it is, there you have it. Oh, wait, do you want a clip? Give me a second. Brooklyn Rage. There it is, there you have your clip, I hope. I hope I gave you enough time to make the 5-second clip, at the very least. I can't scream. I have people in my house and can't scream, so I am sorry. But well, as I was going to say, I don't know what the fuck was that. That was very amazing, you know. That whole, are you from Brooklyn? What? Yeah, man, I am from Brooklyn. I won't negate it anymore. I was born in Brooklyn. I am the Brooklyn. No, what? Stop. Let me continue. Canto 89. Mahabharata continued. Yayati says, I am Yayati, son of Nahusha, and the father of Puru. My punya is reduced because I show disrespect for every creature, and I am cast down from the realms of the Devas, Siddhas, and Rishis. I am older than all of you, which is why I did not greet you first. I know that a Brahmana always reveres his elders. Astaka says, you say an elder is worthy of reverence, but the real elder is he that is once superior in jnana and tapasya. Yajati replies, sin devastates the punya from the four kinds of dharma. Vanity contains the seed that leads one to hell. The good never follow the evil, but always live in dharma, so their punya increases. I had great punya myself, but I have lost it all now, and I will hardly be able to recover it. Not with the severest tapasya, seeing my fate, let anyone who seeks his own welfare abjure vanity. Also, hermano. I had great punya myself. No, I already read that here. He who acquires great wealth should perform great sacrifices. He that is profoundly learned must remain humble. He who has studied the entire Veda must withdraw his mind from every sensual pleasure and devote himself in dhyana. Such men shall surely find heaven. Let him who acquires great wealth not exalt. Let not the man who has studied the Veda in full become proud. Men have different nature, and destiny reigns supreme. Power and effort are both in vain. Wise men know that fate rules everything, and they neither exalt nor lament whatever fate might bring them, fortune or misfortune. When men truly realize that sorrow and joy depend not upon their exertions, nor are these in their power to control, but fate bestows both, each in its season, they will learn to rise above exalting and grieving. The sage is always contented, not celebrating hard fortune, nor lamenting over misfortune. Destiny is supreme. It is unbecoming to exalt or grieve over anything. Oh Astaka, I never allow myself to yield to fear. I never succumb to grief. I know that I shall be exactly as the great Lord of all things has ordained that I be. Insects and worms, all plants, snakes and other creatures that crawl, vermin, fish in the water, stones, grass, wood, indeed, all things moving and immobile shall be united with the Parabrahman once they are free from the results of their karma. Joy and sorrow are ephemeral, hence, O Astaka, why should I ever grieve? Why we cannot fathom what we must do to avoid misfortune, or why it comes, but we can decide not to grieve over it. Yayati of great Dharma is in fact Astaka's maternal grandfather. Now in the sky, Astaka asked him, holy fuck. King of Kings, tell me all about the worlds you have been in and enjoyed. Tell me how long you were in each one. You speak of the precepts of Dharma like the greatest masters who know the deeds and the teachings of the greatest beings. Intimately. Also, thank you, Arke, for looking. Yayati says, I was a great king on earth, and the whole world was my domain, leaving my kingdom to my son. I sat in Tapasya for 1,000 years and gained many lofty realms with my punya. I dwelt in those for another 1,000 years and then attained to a still more exalted realm, Indraloka, of untold beauty, 100 yohanas on every side, realm of 1,000 portals. There, too, I lived a full 1,000 years and then attained to a higher world yet, Brahmaloka, of perfect grace and bliss, where there is no aging or decay. Here too I lived for another 1,000 years and then ascended to a loftier world, Vishnuloka, realm of the god of gods. There I spent another 1,000 years, blissfully. Also, shit, I didn't see this. There you have it. I did once more, but that was one for free. I have dwelt in countless worlds, which the Devas adore, and I was as powerful and lustrous as a Deva. I could assume any form I choose. And wait, what? Did it finally end? Yeah, wow, amazing. We did it. Well, in reality, taking into consideration what we are seeing, it is beautiful to analyze that we were able to literally burn 20,000 points, because this is kind of a team that we have here. We decided to not let the carnal desires win. We finally achieved, so to speak, a main idea. So now we're only closer to perfect apasia, if it is possible to achieve. So yeah, we're so great. Basically, it is finally over. I am streaming, so I will try to make one right now, but the next one will be created after this stream ends, if I remember to that. And yeah, we have achieved, as they said, a perfect dharma. We are so great. We have finally entered a new state of consciousness. Wow. Now, was I? What the fuck? What? Eh? What? I kind of spoiled myself. I have dwelt in countless worlds which the devas adore, and I was as powerful and lustrous as a deva. I could assume any form I choose, and I spent 1,000,000 years in the enchanted and incomparable Nandana, dallying with apsaras under trees so grand and wondrous that I can hardly describe them. Their flowers are exquisite, and the scents of this truly heavenly. After countless years of unalloyed beauty, what? Why do I have to read hard words? After countless years of unalloyed beauty to one day a grim-faced messenger tries to make his voice of thunder, ruin, O lion among kings. Immediately I fell from Nandana, for my punya was ruined. I heard the devas crying in dismay, alas, Yayati's punya is ruined and the king of Dharma is falling. As I fell, I cried to them, where, O devas, are the wise ones, amongst whom I can fall? They pointed their sacred Yagnashala out to me. I saw smoke rising from your fires. I smelled the ghee that is being poured ceaselessly into it. Guided by this, I have fallen towards you, and my heart is glad to see you all. I mean, Yayati has so far the most interesting story. Yayati... Well, yeah, the whole story of Yayati itself is indeed very interesting, now that I remember the rest of it. Basically, he, after going, so to speak, so low that he was cursed by his own wife, he became, so to speak, the most enlightened human. After that, he once again failed, and now we are seeing him probably once again rise to the highest that anyone will ever achieve. Because it seems that Yayati is, in this story, one of the most powerful beings, so to speak. I am not completely convinced about that, but we will see. Canto 19. Mahabharata continued. Ashtaka says, you lived in the Nandana for 1,000,000 years and you could assume any form you chose. Then why, O greatest among the kings of the Krita Yuga, have you been forced from that world and come here? Yayati answers, just as Umbumi, family and friends forsake men who lose their wealth in Swarga, Devendra and his devas forsake those who lose Dharma and their Punya. Ashtaka says, who can a man lose his Dharma and Punya in that realm? Also tell me, mighty king, the various karmas that lead to the various loftier worlds. I know that you have intimate acquaintance with lives and teachings of great beings. Yayati says, Holy One, men that praise themselves find the hell called Bauma. Though they are in fact macilent, they grow fat on earth and have sons and grandsons, all of whom become food for vultures, dogs and jackals. One should never praise oneself. Tell me, O king, what more you wish to hear? Ashtaka says, when age kills the body, vultures, peacocks, insects and worms devour it. Where does the man go? How does he return to life? And I have not heard of this hell called Bauma on earth. Yayati answers, when he quits one body, the man enters a mother's womb, according to his karma, and remains there formlessly until his time comes and he becomes an embryo, and then is born again into the world and walks upon the surface of the earth. This earth is Bauma, the hell into which he falls because he does not regard death or work toward attaining Mukti. Some live in Swarga by their punya for 60,000 years, others for 80,000. Then inevitably they fall. When they fall, they suffer attacks from various Rakshasas who appear as sons, grandsons, and other relatives. Finally, they withdraw their hearts and in despair seek moksha. Ashtaka says, for what sin do the Rakshasas attack the fallen? Why are they not destroyed? Why do they enter another womb and grow organs and develop senses? Yayati replies, falling from heaven, the being becomes a subtle fluid. This fluid becomes semen, the seed. The seed enters the mother's womb in her season, develops into an embryo and emerges as a child, just like a fruit from its flower, entering trees, plants, water, air, earth, and space. The spirit fluid becomes all the creatures that are to be seen. Astaka says, tell me, O sire, for I do not know, does the being that is born human enter the womb in human form or some other? How does the foetus acquire its form, with eyes and ears, and the other senses, and consciousness as well? Father, you are one that knows the deeds and the thoughts of great beings. Yayati says, its karma is already inherent in the subtle being, the Suksharupa. When he is in seminal fluid in the womb, what is latent develops into physical form, first as embryo, then as the infant born. Later he becomes conscious of himself as a human. The ears hear sound, the eyes see the world of forms and colors, the nose is sensual of various scents and smells, the tongue of taste, the body of touch, the mind of ideas. Thus, O Ashtaka, the Stula Rupa, the material body, develops from the Sukshma, the subtle or spirit body. Ashtaka says, on death, the body is burned or otherwise consumed, reduced to nothing. How does it take rebirth? Yayati says, lion among kings. On dying, the man assumes a subtle form, remembering all his deeds and life, as in a dream, and quick as a thought, he enters into another body, a seed, then again a mother's womb. If he has led a good life, he evolves to a higher form, and if he has seen a lower one, the worst sinners devolve into worms and insects. I have no more to say on this subject, O poor and noble soul Ashtaka. I have told you how beings are born, live, die, and are reborn as creatures four-footed, those with 6 and more legs. What else do you want to ask? What animals have 6 legs? Insects? Yeah, aside from those, I don't think there is an animal with 6 legs. It says creatures, yeah. Okay, sorry. I have a kind of a synapses problem there. Astaka says, how, O Peter, do men attain to the higher realms from where they do not return to life on earth? Is it by tapasya or by jnana, asceticism or knowledge? Tell me, can one gradually evolve into these blissful realms? I beg you tell me everything there is to know about this. Yayati answered him, the rishis say there are 7 gates through which a man may enter Swarga: asceticism, benevolence, tranquility, self-control, modesty, simplicity, and kindness to all creatures. The sages also say that vanity robs a person of all these 7. The man who acquires knowledge then begins to think of himself as a great scholar, and with his learnings disparages or destroys the reputation of others, never finds the realms of immortal felicity, neither does his learning lead him to the Brahman. Study, humility, worshipping before a holy fire, and sacrifices, these 4 remove every fear. However, when they are contaminated by vanity, they create fear instead. The wise man never exults at being honored, nor does he chafe at being dishonored. for only they that are themselves wise honor the wise. The evil will never revere the virtues, but will insult and try to destroy them. I have given so much dana, so much charity, I have performed so many yagnas, I have studied so much, I have kept so many vratas. This vanity is the very root of fear. Never indulge these feelings, do not entertain these thoughts, but learn men who know that the challengeless, ineffable Brahman is their lone support. The Spirit who always showers his blessings on good men like yourself, such men find perfect peace here and hereafter. It wasn't as beautiful as the other one, but it was still a great one. Continuing. Canto 91. Parva continue. Astaka says, knowers of the Veda differ about how the four Varnas should lead their lives. The Brahmacharis, the Grihastas, the Bhikshus, and the Vanaprasthas, so they might acquire punya. Yayati replies, a brahmachari living in his guru's house must learn from his master only when he is called for a lesson. He must serve his guru without being called or asked. He must rise before his guru does, and sleep after his master sleeps. He must be humble, with his passions controlled, patient, vigilant, and devoted to his studies. Only then will he succeed. The oldest Upanishads say that a Grihasta must acquire wealth legitimately and honestly, and perform sacrifices. He must always give some of what he earns in charity. He must be hospitable to anyone who comes to his home, and should never partake of anything without sharing some portion of it. A bhikshu does not seek a forest to sit in tapasya. He roams the world, depends on his own strength, is never vicious, gives some charity always, and never causes pain to any living creature. Only then does he achieve success. The true bhikshu lives by alms, is very learned and accomplished, has his passions under perfect control, has no worldly desires, concerns, or attachments, does not sleep under a Grihasta's roof, and has no wife, shortening a little every day. He travels over most of the country. A learned man becomes a Vanaprastha when he has truly mastered his desires for pleasure and his acquisitiveness. Then he embarks upon the path after the prescribed rituals. He that dies in the forest while living the life of a Vanaprastha causes the mukti, the liberation and dissolution into the Brahman of 10 generations of his ancestors and his progeny, himself included. Astana asks, how many kinds of munis are there who keep the Mahabharata of silence? Yayati answers, he is a muni who lives in a forest, though he is near a town, as is he who lives in a town that is near a forest. What? What? Okay. Astaka asks, what is a muni? Yayati replies, a muni withdraws from the world and lives in a forest. He never seeks to possess worldly goods, but is able to obtain anything at all with his mystical powers. Thus he lives in a forest with a town or city near him. Again, a muni who has withdrawn his mind from all worldly things might well live in a town or village. As a sannyasi, he never shows any pride of birth, family, or learning. He wears threadbare clothes, yet he can imagine that he wears the richest garments. He eats just enough to support his life. Such a man, even if he lives in a town or village, in truth lives in a forest. He who restrains his senses and passions and keeps a vow of silence, refraining from any karma, all action, and allowing no desire to capture his mind, surely succeeds. Why should we not worship a man who sustains himself on pure food, never injures any living being, whose heart is always pure, who is swathed in a halo of asceticism, who is free from the leading weight of desire, who does not injury even when dharma sanctions it? Emancipated by penance, his very flesh, marrow and blood tainted, such a man conquers not just this world, but the highest one, when this muni sits absorbed in dhyana, indifferent to joy and sorrow, honor and insult. He leaves this world and communes with the Brahmana. Why? When the muni eats and drinks even wine or the flesh of animals without rational desire, but like a baby feeding at his mother's breast, he is still like the pervasive Brahman and one with the universe. The muni attains salvation. Beautiful. I okay. Let me see. How much is this one? Is this very long, very short? No, okay. We do this one and we're done for today because I do not want to exhaust myself. We yet have to do another list tonight, so let us get ready for this. Canto 92, somehow Parva continued. Astaka asks, O king, of the man of asceticism and the man of knowledge, both working tirelessly towards moksha, even like the sun and the moon, which one first finds communion with the Brahman? Yayati replies, the Vedas help the learned man quickly realize that the perceived universe is only illusion, Maya. Upon this realization, he immediately attains to the Supreme Brahman, the original font, the only blissful reality. A class of people who lives like Diogenes. What? Diogenes. To my mind only came the kind of Diogenes that is kind of a sickness. I don't think. If I probably should give me a second. Let me search. Give me a second. Here, because I don't remember who was Diogenes. Diogenes history. Well, it was Diogenes. Yeah, it was Diogenes. Yeah. Also, thank you, Krankarak, for warning those points. Instead of letting your inner desire to claim a kiss from me, won over you. Thank you. You have done better than those who only claim their inner desires. Yet, we all at once are great here. Now, continue. Sorry. Yes, basically like Diogenes. I didn't remember that it was Diogenes who did this, but yes, you kind of, in this manner, the book talks about the idea of living like this because it really liberates the mind. But more than anything else, it is kind of important also to remember that the Mahabharata is more than anything else a kind of a religious text. So, this is more than anything else for the sake of attaining religious liberation, not anything else. So yeah, kind of dangerous if you do not have that in mind, so to speak. Now continue. Those that follow the path of Dhyana and Yoga arrive at the same goal, but they usually take a longer time, for they depend upon experience alone to rid themselves of samsara. If a yogi does not attain mukti in one lifetime, perhaps having been led astray, now untamed by the allurements of samsara, whatever evolution he achieves goes with him into his next life. But the Jnani always sees only immortal unity, and even if he is steeped in the enjoyments of the flesh, they never affect him or his heart. Nothing impedes his salvation. He that fails to find knowledge must resort to pious karma, to sacrifices. However, no man who performs a yajna with an eye on its fruit ever achieves moksha. His yajnas remain fruitless and are indeed rajasic, even cruel by nature. But a man who performs his dharma seeking no gain, but in a spirit of immaculate detachment, his karma is yoga itself. It is communion with God. Ashtaka says, Rahan, you look like a young man. You are handsome and wear a heavenly garland. You are lustrous and splendid. From where are you coming and where do you go? Are you someone's messenger? Are you going down to the earth? Yayati says, I have fallen from heaven, having lost all my punya. I am doomed to fall into Bauma, the hell on earth. Yes, as soon as I finish speaking with you, I will fall down into the world. Even now the Lokapalas command me to hurry. Oh Ashtaka, I have a boon from Indra that though I shall fall into the earth, I will fall among the wise and the virtuous, men of Dharma. Surely all of you here are men of Dharma, both wise and virtuous. Astaka says, you know everything. I want to know from you, oh Yayati, are there any words that I might enjoy in Swarga or in Akasa? If there are, then I say to you, you shall not fall. Yayati says, okay, there are as many words above above for you to ensure as there are cows and horses on the earth, and all the other beasts of the wild and the hills together. Astaka says, Rahan, if indeed there are worlds on high for me to enjoy, as the fruit of my punya, I give them all to you, thus you shall not fall. Take all those worlds from me quickly, and grieve no more. Yayati replies, Best of kings, a Brahmana who knows the Brahman may accept such a gift, but not you or I, Rahan. I have myself given gifts to Brahmanas, even as one should, but let no man who is not a Brahmana bring dishonor upon himself by taking alms. Let the wife of a learned Brahmana never take alms. While I am in the world below, I shall, as I have done before, perform much dharma. When I have never accepted a gift before, who can I take one from you now? Another Harishiter says, Resplendent one, I am Pratardana. I ask you, are there any words in Swarga or Akasa for me to enjoy with my punya? Tell me, for you know everything. Yayati says, Rahan, there are words beyond count, full of bliss, where sorrow and pain cannot enter, for you to enjoy. They are as bright as the face of the sun, live in each one for just 7 days, and they shall yet never be exhausted. Pratardana says, Then I give all those to you, so that you will not fall. Let the worlds that I have gained become yours. Be they in Akasa or in Swarga, take them quickly and be sad no more. Yayati answered, Rahan, no king should ever accept from an equal what he has earned by yoga and tapasya. This is not dharma. No was Kshatriya should leave the path of dharma, particularly when fate visits him with calamity. A king must keep dharma in view always and walk in dharma. I will debase myself if I take what you offer. There are others who seek to acquire punya, who never accept gift. How then shall I? Another of those kings of dharma now spoke to Yayati. I am Osatasva's son, Basumat. Tell me, Yayati, are there any words that I can enjoy by my accumulated punya in Swarga or in Akasa? Mahamatman, you know all those sacred realms. We are leaving this for today because we already did like 3 pages. But well, that's it basically. Beautiful book, beautiful readings as always. So we shall take a break and we shall probably, as I said before, we will find each other tonight if you are present for the cultivation once again of a list of topics that only bring tools for one to be working towards the goals that we have. So yes, that's it from my side. At least for now, I have nothing else to really say. Personally, I feel kind of inclined to go. Well, I will do that when I have free time, because it was really beautiful that 87 passage. Man, what a beautiful part. But yes, now once again, as always, thanks for everything, people. Thanks for being here. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for looking. Thanks for saying anything at all if you did. Thanks for your time. It is the most precious gift that you can give me. And as I said before, we shall find each other once again in the future. Now we depart. Now we only go to enjoy other things in life that might require or that might give us more entertainment than just this. So yes, please, just be ready for where we're going. Something that I am still deciding. Okay, there it is. Okay. As I said before, thanks for everything. We shall find each other when times makes it a possibility, and we shall see how we confront things once again when it is a possibility for us. As I said before, only now we will be living, but for a momentary second and for a minimal amount of time, because the possibility of returning is always there. So we shall once again find us when the possibility is open and when we decide to use our time in that manner. Now we are reading Mao, who is doing I think more than simple art, pixel art. So yeah, we're reading Mao. Thanks as always for being here. As I said before, it is my most honor to have you here, and we shall leave. But as I said before, also tonight we will be doing another stream, as I said also before, of a list of topics. So yeah, I still need to create the list of things to see in the future for tonight. But well, so far, as always, people, keep yourself safe. Remind that it is important to not get angry, and we will find each other rather soon. Now, raid. No, wait. There it is. Raid. The raid message. Now for real. Goodbye. Ciao.